Hey there, welcome to the second video in our test review series. This time we're going to be looking at problems number 3 through 8 on our test review. So join me for question number 3, and I've got our handy list of steps right here. So step 1 is distribute. Now, do we have anything to distribute here? Nope. Let's go to step 2. Collect like terms. Okay, so let's work on the left-hand side of the equal sign. Looks like we've got two constants. We've got an 8 and 11, negative 11. And then we have two variable terms that both have just an a. So we have this negative a and we have this negative 6a. So let's combine these. First of all, 8 minus 11 is going to give us negative 3. And now negative a minus 6a. And if you want to think of that negative a as a negative 1a, you sure can. So negative 1 minus 6 is going to give us negative 7a. All right, we've simplified that side. And now on the other side of the equal sign, anything to simplify here? No, can't do anything there, so we're just going to bring it down. Okay, step 3, variables on one side. So this time I'm going to take the a's all over to this side. I want all of my a's on the right this time. Now you could choose either side you want. I'm just saying right because that's what I want to do. So that means I need to get rid of my variables over here. So I have a minus 7a. I'm going to get rid of that by adding 7a to both sides. Okay, so those go to 0. And now I have negative 3 equals 6 plus 9a. Okay, are all my variables on one side? Yeah, there they are all together. Now let's go to step 4, constants on the other side. So let's get rid of the constant on this side because we can't have constants on the same side as the variable. There we go. 6 minus 6 is just going to give us 0, so that side's going to be 9a and nothing else. Negative 3 minus 6 is going to be negative 9. And now for our last step, it says coefficient of 1, and that coefficient is just that number in front of the variable. We want it to be 1. In other words, we just want a by itself. So let's divide by 9 on both sides. And negative 9 divided by 9 just gives us negative 1 equals a. And you are done with that one. Let's go to the next problem. Number 4. Anything to distribute here? Nope. Step 2, collect like terms. All right, left-hand side of the equal sign. Anything to collect? No, they're different. We have a constant and a variable, so you can't combine those at all. What about on the right-hand side? Yeah, look at those. We've got two constants, and we have two terms that have the variable a, so let's combine those. I'm just going to go ahead and bring these down because they don't change. And now 7 minus 5 equals 2. And negative 5a minus 2a is going to be minus 7a. Okay, now we are all simplified there. Let's go ahead and do our variables on one side. Let's just bring them all to the right-hand side again. So that means I need to get rid of the variables over here. Again, you could bring them to the left if you wanted. This is just what I'm choosing for this problem. Plus 8a on both sides. That'll get rid of it here. And we'll just bring down the negative 1. And now we have 2. And negative 7a plus 8a is just going to give us positive 1a. And when you have 1a, you can just write it as a. That's totally fine. Step 4, constants on the other side. Okay, so we want the a to stay on this side, and we want all the numbers on the other side. So let's get rid of that too by subtracting it. And you'll subtract it on both sides. Those will go to 0. And now negative 1 minus 2 is going to give us negative 3 equals a. And that's that problem. Let's go on to number 5. Okay. Number 5. Step 1, distribute. Again, we don't have any of that here. Let's try collecting our like terms. Is there anything on the left side to collect? Nope. But on the right side, yes. Okay, it looks like we have 5x minus 5x. Okay, so let's copy down. Let's just bring down the 2x plus 10. And 5x minus 5x is going to give us 0. Let's go to step 3, variables on one side. Well, look at that. We only have x on the left-hand side. There's no x over here. So yay, we don't have to worry about that step either. Let's go to step 4. constants on the other side. Now we do have a constant over here with our variable, so we want to get rid of it. Go ahead and subtract that from both sides. Sorry about that. Subtract that from both sides and you're left with, this goes to 0, so you're left with 2x equals negative 10. Okay, only one more step. You want that x by itself, so we're going to divide by 2. And you get x equals negative 5. There you go. Okay, let's go to problem number 6. Step 1, distribute. Nothing to do there. Step 2, collect like terms. Nothing to do there either. Step 3, variables on one side. Okay, it looks like we've got something there because we have an x over here on the left and an x over here on the right. So let's just send this x over there. We need to get rid of it on the left side, which means we're going to subtract it from both sides. That's going to make this one go to 0. That's what we want. And then we're going to bring down the 3. Negative 2x minus x is negative 3x. And now it says constants on the other side. Well, that kind of took care of itself there. So let's go to number 5. You want the variable all by itself. So we're going to divide by negative 3. And that means 3 divided by negative 3. Negative 1 is equal to x. So x equals negative 1. Okay, we only got 2 left in this video. And then you can check out another video for the next page. Number 7. Looks like there's nothing to distribute here. So let's go on to step 2, collect our like terms. On the left-hand side, we've got negative 7x and positive 5x. Those two can definitely be combined. So negative 7 plus 5 is going to give us negative 2, and it's still the x there. And just bring down the minus 5 and the rest of this because there's nothing left to combine over there. Step 3, variables on one side. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the 2x over here, so I'll just add 2x to both sides. Since it's a negative 2x, adding 2x will make it go to 0. And then you're left with negative 5. Don't forget that negative sign as you bring it down. 9 plus 2 is 11x minus 5. And now we need constants on the other side. So basically we need to get rid of that 5 there because we don't want any constants there with our variable. So to get rid of that negative 5, we're going to add 5. And that's going to go to 0. Interestingly, it looks like that's going to total 0 also. Now don't cross it out. Since it's all alone on its side, go ahead and write the 0. And you have 0 equals 11x. Now you're going to need to divide both sides, and I need more room, don't I? Here we go. Now you're going to have to divide both sides by 11. And 0 divided by 11 is still just going to be 0. So x equals 0. Let's try again. There we go. X equals 0. And for problem number 8. All right, is there anything to distribute? Nope. Let's try collecting our like terms. Looks like we've got negative 6n and 4n. Those are like terms. Negative 6 plus 4 is going to give us negative 2n. Anything to collect here? No, it's just going to stay the same. You have your constant there and your variable there. Now we want the variables all on one side. So let's just bring the n over here. So I'm going to subtract n from this side and subtract it from that side. That way that goes to 0, and this becomes negative 3n equals negative 15. And now constants on the other side, well, you know what? That's already done for us. It just worked out. So all we have to think about is the coefficient of 1. In other words, variable all by itself. So to get that variable all by itself, we're going to have to divide by that negative 3, and we're going to do it on both sides. That's going to go to 1, so you can just write it as an n equals. And now negative 15 divided by a negative 3 is going to give us a positive 5. And you are done.